My name is Junior Paulo and I play for Parramatta Eels. Yeah, so as you mentioned, I was born in Auckland, New Zealand. Out south, I grew up in Mangere, Otara. My parents sort of migrated from Samoa to New Zealand. Obviously, like many other Polynesian families and their stories, it was for better opportunities. A young Junior Paulo. So grew up in Ashcroft, Miller, Sadleir area. So there was a sort of big age gap between me and my sisters. Both older, so I was the youngest in my family, and they're probably going to say I was babied quite a lot, and I think a lot of my family will understand that too, as I was a big mummy's boy and was always very well nurtured and fed as a young kid. So I wouldn't say I had the toughest upbringing, but I had a very comfortable one thanks to my parents. So rugby league was always part of the goal and the dream, but having those people around me support that dream and help me get to where I was probably the biggest thank you to them, and especially with my parents, who managed to take me everywhere and still come to most of or nearly every game today while I'm still playing. First grade is probably one thing that is very underappreciated, and I don't know, I get emotional talking about it, but like I said before, it was the appreciation, knowing what they had to get through to get me here. Parramatta is home for me. Parramatta Eels, this is home, and there's not a day that I turn up not pinching myself that I still enjoy coming to training and enjoy, especially now with the new facility, it's pretty cool. Get to use all the saunas, ice baths, which is something we haven't been used to, but the club, the organisation, it's almost been part of more than my lifetime, being a local junior and growing up here. So this place will forever hold a special part of me, and I think it's the pride that I take away from this place, knowing that you get to serve the badge every week or every day when we turn up to training. And coming in, especially the new facility, we've got the wall with all the past sort of players that have gone before us. You understand how rich of a history this club means to not only just myself, but the community, and it's probably a dream of mine and the current playing squad to get the club back to where it is. And it's probably not going to change overnight, but I think we're building quite nicely and getting to exactly where we want to be. There's a lot of famous names on that wall, and it's just very hard to, you can't look past the 80s and what they were able to achieve. And I think as part of the current squad, we've had a few past, greats been able to come back and sort of give us an insight to what it took for them to be successful, and the likes of Peter Wynn, Mick Cronin, Bob O'Reilly. All these guys were definitely from an era of success, and I think that's all you want to be able to achieve when you're in this position today. There was guys like Hindy, Foy. We're fortunate enough to have Nathan Kalis, who's part of our coaching staff, who was is the youngest club captain for this club, and we're able to learn from him, day in, day out. Hainsey, like I said, Chris Ian, these were guys I got to grow up watching at club footy, and seeing those names on the wall, and I think seeing my name up there is pretty cool. You got to be able to accept that one day, when I do give it all up, that your name's sort of engraved into that wall, and it's something to definitely be proud of. Yeah, I'll start off with representing New South Wales. That's definitely one of the, easily one of the biggest achievements of my career. All you ever do as a kid, well, when I was growing up, 6, 7, 8 years old, I remember I used to watch State of Origin and the intros before the game, how they sort of introduce the players and what junior club they come from, and they get to stand there, fold their arms. I thought that was probably one of the coolest things. So I think I probably didn't even expect growing up, but I knew, one day I'd hope to put that jersey on. I got a phone call from Freddie Fittler saying that I was in the squad, and that phone call was almost as good as, I reckon, the debut phone call. And once again, it was the first person I had called was my dad, because I think, being a real footy head and loving his footy, he was always my biggest supporter, but, he was always my coach as well. So some of those car rides home will bring out some unpacking trauma here, but but it's sort of, I guess, paid off. Representing Samoa and getting to don that jersey is humbling experience, but the pride that it carries, knowing that I'm not representing just myself or just my family, it's carrying the weight of the nation and their support and understanding, why we choose to represent Samoa. And it was always the case of, obviously being proud of my heritage and representing my parents, but getting to experience what we went through that World Cup in 2021 sort of showed the impact of what rugby league means to the people of Samoa. So was able to see scenes that I never in the world imagined would change the way the international rugby league scene would become, and it's only going to continue to keep growing. So that was part of the reason why I chose to play for Samoa, is for that next generation. A lot of people will probably see the way I start the game running out of the tunnel. So I was with the sign of the cross, and then also just having to find my whys. And like I said, it's my kids at first. It was always my parents, but probably some people look at me and probably don't take me as the whole religious type, but I keep that private to myself, and my relationship with my faith is between me and the man upstairs. But I find that's a reminder from my mum, who's heavily involved in the church, and a constant reminder about me leaving the house without saying a prayer, whether I'm hopping in the car or before every single game. I can tell you without a doubt my mum's reminding me about saying a prayer or heading out there. But I think it's being able just to find that balance of away from footy as well. My kids are everything to me, and my partner as well. So the way, I've always believed that if you can have that balance of real, well-balanced lifestyle away from the footy field, it transitions onto the field. And I've got to be grateful for the life that I get to live every day, but that doesn't come without those people who I surround myself with. So there's a lot of people I can say that helped me along the way, but every single day it's the people I get to go home to, so they keep me on my toes every day, and they're the reason I'm still doing this today. Nathan Peets, but there's guys that I've played with that have gone on to do wonderful things in the game. It's hard to go past Sammy Radradra, who was a great for us. One of the greatest wingers that I've played with, but went on to play rugby union and become one of the biggest stars in the game. And, I think it's more so just the relationships that I was able to form with a lot of the guys that have come through. It's something you never take for granted, because you form a brotherhood when you're part of these teams. And there's just so many names that I could mention. It'd probably be unfair if I missed out on a few of them. So there's plenty of guys. I've probably never been one to look too far ahead. I like to sort of, I think for myself, to be honest, I didn't even know I was going to play 250 this week. That's how much I just, I'm someone who sort of enjoys just being in the moment, going day by day. And obviously you want to be able to play rugby league forever, but reality is you don't get to, and that's okay to acknowledge. Whether I get to play another 50, another 100, another 200, who knows. It's just something that I can honestly look back and say that forever grateful for, to be able to turn up each day and do something that I've always enjoyed. So hopefully Rolls extends me for another couple of years. But I would honestly keep enjoying, turning up each day like it's my last. And I think that's the only way to look at it. You want to be able to play rugby league for as long as you can, but eventually one day it's going to come to an end. So might as well make the most of it and go out there and just give it your all like it's your last.